What is the most ignorant thing someone has said to you? Deleted. Returning to school after my house had burned down during the summer. Arguably the worst summer of my life. I was minding my own business in class and some guy blurted out, "Did you all burn your house down just for insurance money?" No. We didn't burn our entire lives in four walls for some measly cash. It upset me so bad knowing people could even think like that. What a rike. Besides, you do that with failing businesses like restaurants or bars, not houses. Or to prevent your uncle from making a mob hit on another gangster and ruining your friend's restaurant business. God damn it, Junior. You can tell that the dinosaurs they use in films aren't real ones. Well, yeah. Everyone knows dinosaur won't work at scale. Paying real dinosaurs is a good way to go over budget. In high school government class in the 90s we actually had a debate about whether we should ever have a black president. One kid, not at all joking, said we should not because he'd let all the slaves go free. The 1790s? No, but a small town in Indiana with 0% non-white population, so not that far off. Probably where Far Cry 5 will take place, lol. Some guy once told me he believed that every person from Pakistan had murdered somebody. When I argued back that it was completely untrue, he responded with, "Well, it's my personal opinion." I really dislike how the phrase "I'm entitled to my opinion" has become an excuse for ignorance and refusal to accept that your opinion can be wrong. Opinions can't be wrong. Information can be. You can say "I don't think abortion should be legal" and that's an opinion. Or you can say 1,300 babies are aborted every second and that's presenting information that is wrong. I'm of the opinion that opinions can, in fact, be wrong. Girl I used to work with was absolutely convinced that Jews are descended from pigs. Is that why they don't eat them? My god. We're onto something. r/conspiracy. I work at a fast food restaurant and a man came in. Ordered his food, then, when he went to find a table, he came up to the front asking if the table with the handicap symbol was only for retards. Literally happened last night. Doesn't ignorant mean black? Happened years ago in high school. Some girl said it when she kept calling friends and I ignorant and someone asked her if she knew what it meant. One of those moments when the classroom went quiet and everyone heard her ask. It was very awkwardly funny. Oh, the irony. I didn't realize how ironic it was back then, but when I saw the title of the thread and had the flashback it dawned on me. My daughter is struggling in math because girls aren't good at math. This was said to me by a father of one of my students. I'm a female math teacher, age 42. Edit. Not my daughter. A student of mine. I teach high school algebra 2 and geometry. I have math degree. I actually work with teens and see how our brains don't know race or X. It's mostly confidence in our ability. Like the placebo effect. If you believe something you will make it true. New line. Yes. But are you good at math? Edit. All you pieces of it saying those who can't do teach need to go suck a rike. She clearly states she's female. So that's a no then? That's not snow on top of a mountain. Of course it is. What else would it be? White plastic sheeting. Edit. To my learned redditors who have pointed out that plastic sheeting is used on mountains to prevent snow melting. I'm aware of this, but I'd also like to point out that such comments are made accepting that snow and ice do appear on mountains. This person didn't think that was possible in the first instance. I mean, there are white rocks that can make a mountain look snowy, but that's not always the case. After my sister had passed away, someone I knew said, "At least she died doing what she loved." She died of a heroin overdose. Sorry about your loss, but that's actually a pretty good dark joke. I would never say it to someone related though. This would have made me crack a smile if I was in that situation. My stepdad was a big pothead, and when he passed away from cancer it was at 4:20 p.m. When it was pointed out to me, I couldn't help but smile, haha. One of my best friends told me he doesn't believe in science. That's okay. Science isn't faith-based. The act of doing science isn't. But for the general public it is based on faith to some extent. Until you look at the data yourself. But most of the time you won't, and you just take the word of the people who did. People who don't believe in science are still morons. But in that regard they have a point. As an example, I don't understand quantum mechanics. And I would argue 99.9999% of people don't. I get the concept. But the data and measurements those concepts are based on, I have no clue about. Yet I do accept it as true. And I think you could classify that as faith. Edit. Since this got way more attention than I expected. A little clarification here. I do not compare science with religion. I compare the people that follow it. The difference between science and religion is that science can be traced and verified all the way back, while religion stops at some point and goes over into blind faith on priests or pope or prophet's words. However, you don't actually do this tracing most of the time. You have faith in scientists that their results are correct, with established, peer-reviewed, worldwide accepted theories. That's fine. The chance of it being wrong dwindles if thousands of experts agree. But so often there's some niche study claiming they discovered something, and people accept it as legit. It probably is. But did you bother checking the actual raw data? No. Because you have faith in scientists and the system science works around. Just like a religious person has faith in priests and the system they work with. That's the similarity I wanted to point out. Makes me think of the episode of Always Sunny where Mac makes the ganged out evolution by asking Dennis if he's not simply taking evolution on faith because he's never looked at the fossil records. If you are enjoying the video, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. Men with no kids shouldn't be allowed at swimming pools. A lady said that to me while I was working at a swimming pool. Part 2. It intensifies my anger even more because my kid is now grown and on her own. So I can't enjoy a pool or a park. Duck them. I was a teenager at the time. I explained that I would spend my off days at the pools. And this broad was like, nope, you shouldn't be here. SMH. Similarly, when you take me, 19 meters at the time, and my friend, 19 meters at the time, and his girlfriend, 19F, still is, at the public pool, she's like, huh, you guys should come hang out in the kiddie section with me. I like the mushroom. Him, yeah. No. Come on. KN33. Me, how about over there? But I like the mushroom. Him, we're not going in there with you. Why not? Him, it's a guy thing. I don't get it. Him, to me, I'm not explaining it. You can if you want. Giving up, I just don't get it. Me, guys get funny looks when they go in an area for partially dressed small children. Oh. When I was in high school Spanish class, I was talking to the person beside me about how my mother is from Mexico. Upon hearing this, the girl in front of us turned around in her seat and remarked, "Wow, your mother is from Mexico? Do you think she can come over to my house sometime and clean it? My family has been looking for a new maid. From what I understand, she came from a very privileged life. So I could only assume her parents taught her to think that way. Babysat some kids from a rich family for a while. I was told that that guy in a movie was ugly because he is poor, and that they left their old stove beside the road so that the hobos could take it. During the summer between 8th and 9th grade I went to a summer camp. It had a few kids from around the world. 3 Japanese girls and a brother and sister from Egypt. The Egyptians were quite well off. They went to private schools in gated communities. They hardly even spoke Arabic. Mostly just English. The brother was entitled to a ridiculous degree, bossing everyone around despite being the youngest person there, and making pretty much everything about him. The sister wasn't as in your face about it and was attractive, so she got along with most of us fine. There was one time though, when she was talking about her home, while we sat around the campfire, she told us about having a driver take her to school each day in a nice car. How they would drive through a poor part of the city and she would see the people there. I hate them. I hate them for staring at me. I really wonder how those 2 kids are doing now. This has happened on several occasions. I begin talking to someone, and as soon as they find out I have Asperger's, they start treating me like a child. I'm 17. It kills me on the inside whenever someone belittles me like that. If you're on the higher functioning end of the spectrum, don't tell anyone. That kind of treatment can seriously warp the way you view yourself. It's a terrible thing. I'm a waiter. I had a woman ask me if we had gluten-free water. Well, I mean, you do. But it costs $1 extra. In that case I'll have the gluten-free green tea please.